Hey everyone, I just finished my interview with Melissa Ross on First Coast Connect. First of all, thank you, Melissa. I know you're a citizen of goodwill, and I appreciate your passion to see Jacksonville address some of the issues that it needs to address, and I really appreciate being on the show. Secondly, it's occurred to me that I need to create a segment of frequently asked questions. I'm here, Connie's inside getting some coffee, and I decided to answer a question that I couldn't answer at the tail end of the show about country music. Somebody wrote in and said, well, why don't you go out against country music? You know, they talk about alcohol, they talk about bar fights and, drinking and all that kind of stuff. And my answer to that is twofold. First of all, yes, you're right. I love country music, was raised on country music in my early childhood life, and then, every type of music you can think of. And I love hip-hop music as well. But a bar fight and a couple of guys fighting somebody over a beer in a country song is in no way, shape, or form even closely related to I have an AK-47 and I'm going to shoot police officers, or I'm a drug dealer and I have an AR-15 and I'm going to roll up on somebody and shoot them, or pull your pants down, show me your privates, and I'll give you money, you hoe. They're not even apples to apples, number one. So to say that, well, country music is bad, country music, I agree. Do I think all the drinking? No. Do I think all the sexing? No. But there's a night and day difference. Country man says, shake it for me, country girl, shake it for me, honky tonk, badonka donk. That's totally different than suck my penis and swallow my ejaculate, and you can pay me in sex for all the money that I'm giving you. Those are night and day things. Men being men and women being women, I give all sorts of room for that. But degrading women and calling them a bee and a hoe, you're not going to find that on a country station in Clear Channel in Jacksonville. You're not going to find it. And secondly, even if you show me a white artist that says I'm a drug dealer, I've got AK-47s, I deal cocaine, whatever. White people do not lead in incarceration in America. White people do not lead in homicide victims and homicides arrests in America. White people don't lead in drug arrests in America. Black folks do. And the other question I want to address is a person said, well, it's the pain in the black community, that's what you're hearing. No. That's a racist statement. There are so many black people in the community that cannot stand this music that glories in denigration of women, gun violence, drug violence, etc. And to say that, well, the music represents black community is a lie. Not just because you're poor doesn't mean you sell drugs. I lived among so many black folks, rich folks, poor folks, everything in between for so many years in Atlanta. And I'm telling you, they didn't deal drugs. And their kids went to school and didn't shoot anybody and didn't call women bees and hoes. Just because you're poor, just because you're black, doesn't mean you do this. So when a guy says, well, this guy's saying I'm going to shoot you with an AK-47 and bend over and spread it for me while I throw $100 bills at you, that's what black people do because that's what they live, is a racist statement. That is not how black people live. That's how media has taught white Americans that black people live that way, but it's not true. The tiniest segment of black America deals drugs, kills people, shoots people, glories in denigrating women, and that tiniest segment is being put out on radio as this is what's going on in America. And you could tell by the white people calling in and saying, well, they're singing that way because that's what they do. Lamenting violence, man, my guy got killed, I'm tired of all the bloodshed, that music is out there. There are black people that say we got to do better, where's the love? But that's totally different than I'm profiting from the violence. I am the violent, I am the killer, I have the gun. Glorying in it versus lamenting it are two different things. And America needs to understand that if we're going to have a logical discussion. And then everybody brings up, Eminem. It doesn't matter. Eminem doesn't matter. He's a brilliant artist, just like Wayne, just like Ross, just like everybody else. But if Eminem comes out and says, I'm a drug dealer and I have guns and I'll kill you and, clap it for me, ho, it doesn't matter. And I'm not ever sure if he says I'm a drug dealer and I have guns and I kill people. I know he's talked violence and all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't matter because white people don't lead in homicide. White people don't lead in arrest and incarceration and in poverty and in HIV and AIDS, etc. America's not tilted against white people. America is tilted against black people. And for everybody that says, well, you need to tell these NIGGERs that they just stop saying all the thug music, which is what the white people tell me. Anybody that tells me that, you can't even understand how blind of a statement that is. It's not black people that say it. It's a segment of black people that have been told by America, we'll pay you money if you get up and dance around and say this stuff. That's the problem. And there are a bunch of good white folks that are upset about it, well, a bunch of good black folks that are upset about it, and we're citizens of goodwill, and we want to see people do better. And I'm not trying to shut people down from art. Let people make whatever art they want. I'm just saying Walmart shouldn't advertise that art. Let people make an art talking about, I rape children, and I do that. And you call that art? You want to. I think women are hoes. Call that art if you want to. Artists should be able to make artists. Artists should be able to have free speech. But Walmart loses my respect when they say, we'll pay for somebody to make, I'm a drug dealer and I'll shoot you. We'll pay to make that happen. That's the problem. Especially when they don't pay for white people to say it. So, enjoy frequently asked questions.